And the match is now live. Token went out just 24 hours ago for their second game. Now we go on to our third game, our third map for Token Gaming as they start CT side. 3-man setup over on that B side, completely leaving mid, which, yeah, this setup is kind of fair, to be honest. You don't typically see teams put a lot of focus on mid. Even then when they do it, it is something like this where they're going up underpass. Although zero presence on short as well from Token is going to leave them in a little bit of a tricky situation. MSKR is going to have to do well to help his teammate Note out here. No, doesn't need the help at the moment. 2 kills so far. Now he goes down, MSKR. He stayed alive long enough for his backup to arrive. He does go down in the end. Camera will switch at some point. There we go. It switched onto Bronx, who was right next to MSKR's body. And oh. Man, Firebox did manage to just run his way out. Somehow, the retake not exactly going successfully. Bronx left alone. He's found the first body. Oh, that is a nice shot from Lamoya. And Specialist Bloc win out the first round. The initial setup from Token wasn't all that bad. It's the lack of really wanting to know info. And suddenly they find themselves getting overwhelmed on that A site and can't retake it in the end. They go straight for the eco. A couple of SMGs, 2 AKs on the side of the terrorists. That's a little bit expensive. It looks like they want to slowly make their way into B, which is currently where Token Gaming reside with the eco stack. As 3 players that are escorting the bomb slowly make their way into apps. Got another player joining out as well, but one of the T's is slowly making their way out A. And the T side quickly going to realize now that they're about to walk into a stack if they commit to this. Shadow gonna molly market, and the T side immediately gonna start that rotate over to A. Oh, the bit of an odd bounce. You can see Specialist Bloc just hightailing it out onto that A site now that they know it's clear. Now that they've got a man pressed right up into CT spawn. Oh. His teammate wasn't there to hold that. Lamoya could have found a USP tapping at him from distance as he tried to plant. The first kill goes the way of Token, quickly traded back due to the superior weapons. Lamoya's found his way pushed into connector. He wants to keep out. He's taken plenty of damage and he doesn't go down. So Token have found himself an AK Shadow. He's looked at the wrong time. He goes down as well. This is an expensive round for the T side. They might win it out still with time. There's the 10-second timer now, so definitely they've won it out. But somehow Token have found both of the AKs. That is way too expensive of a round to win if you're T side on the second round. And this puts them in a bit of a tough spot because Token Gaming, they can now get themselves a gun buy as well. And if Token win out this round, that's going to be a complete reset, pretty much, for the T side. I'm just going to call him Bolus. He should still be able to have decent money at the end of this round, but that's about it. All of these other players going to really be struggling for money if they lose this one, so it's a must-win round for the T side. Pretty important round to win for Token as well. Get themselves on the board. Oh, hopping over on Ticket Booth. Lamoya spotted him, but he can't get the kill. Nade from Bolus. Fairly decent. Doesn't do as much as he maybe wanted to. As that one after plant smoke the T side had goes down. In comes retake smoke for ramp. And Token Gaming. And now they attempt to come into the site. Even 1-1 trade to start off. Molotov down onto the bomb to try and prevent things. But the trades, they go the way of Token. Down goes the smoke for the bomb as well. Starting off, the trades being nice and even, with Specialist still Bloc actually getting the first kill on those trades. And then it just started to snowball a little bit out of control for them. And Token mop up the last 3 kills to get the defuse. Yeah, that'd just be the ESEA config, Luke. We will have a 15-round half. At the T side, down on their eco, they're just gonna rush down mid. Dejan and Bronx get the first couple of kills. Note coming in with the one as well, and Bronx having his turn on the up this time, and he gets a 3k with it. It's MSKR yesterday, who was the man that was taking up the de facto AWP role. At this time, Bronx apparently he's decided he wants to do it, and look at how even the kill spread is on Token Gaming. 3 players on 3, 2 players on 4. Meanwhile, things are a little bit more spread out over on the T side. As the initial setup makes me think they want to do a mid to B kind of play on this T side. The only current player tasked with holding mid is MSKR. That solo move out of connector is a little bit risky, but T side hadn't come out into top mid just yet. Bolus coming back to re-smoke from mid. That's the window smoke. Smoke for connector as well. I think that was from the T side. MSKR. I think he was exploring a potential little gap in that. And now comes the gunfight in from it. Oh, Dejan! That Molotov is going to be a little bit late and he gets taken out. Traded back by Zage. He's left alone for a brief period of time. But he finds the second kill as well. And then Lamoya hopping over the smoke on the van. Putting things back in a comfortable position. Maimu gets one as well. Maimu? Either way. 2 players on low HP. But currently they do have the man advantage. And as I say that, Note able to take out Lamoya. Molotov coming in from Bronx is perfect to get him out of position. And Note getting Maimu as well. And the low HP Bolus can't do anything either. Note decimating the T side on the retake. Token Gaming lose the first couple of rounds, and they haven't lost one since, as they move themselves up 3-2. At least the man that hadn't scored a frag yet over on the T side got one in the last round. So everyone comfortably on the scoreboard at least. And a very B-heavy setup from the T side. I was thinking maybe they're just going to go for a little bit of a change of pace and just come straight out. They have slowed it down a bit. That nade is so well timed. And Zage is going to spot them on the jump peak as well. Down goes the smoke on the balcony to aid things. Dejan caught out again. This time looking away from the flash. Zage gets 2 from the van position, but's traded out as well. And MSKR coming in to try and keep this held. And Note from short. Note has done so much on these retakes. And Lamoya, he boosted himself up as his teammate was planting. And now he's just kind of stuck in this position. He's got a man short and 2 in market to contend with. Sticking in position for now. Not sure if anyone's going to be close enough for them to hear the drop to give away his position, but it doesn't matter. Note peeking out and gets his head ripped off. The CT side calling the bluff of the fake plant. He's going to stick the plant the second time round. And Bronx now doing a bit of exploring with that AWP. Lines it up perfectly with the pre-aim. perfectly predicting Lamoya's position. It may not be easy to retake with an AWP, but it's been done perfectly there. So, Specialist still a block. They're getting plants pretty well. They're taking the sites. It's just then trying to hold on to the post plants has been a real issue for them at the start of this game. Is this where we see the change of pace? And Molotov, pretty deep. Almost landed directly on one of them. Sage's util this time not really going to do much. That's smoke. Not going to be respected. Surely not. Here's this. He does get a dink, but that's all he can get. No. He's traded out by Bronx with the AWP. Who's a little bit... oh, that flash. Perfect. No, even... Bronx wasn't expecting how perfect that flash was going to be. He would have had a free kill if he was ready for it. Instead, plays a bit more passive. And once again, the T side going to get a plant. They've all immediately vacated. One of them going for the long flank. Lamoya, the low HP, rather than trying to hold down the retake as well, going to be trying to come in from mid. The smoke for ramp completely isolates Bolus. Shadow coming through. The smoke gets two. No, Maimu cuts off that kill. But Shadow coming through the smoke, decimating two of the token players. Maimu's going to clean it up as well with two himself. And finally, they do hold on to a post plant well. And put themselves back one round behind. But straight away, we come back into another gun round. This token... oh, they're being kept a little bit honest with the money, but they still have plenty for this one. No AWP this time around. No AWP's coming out from the T side yet. SKR. Exploring. Timings. Not 100% working out for him, but he still does get the kill cleanly. Stajan gets a little bit of a tag onto Lamoya. So they do know at least one is comfortably out into mid. We're going to assume that there's more as well. Token seems pretty set with setup so far. Station gets another little tag with the FAMAS. Spotting out my move this time. Bronx playing passive in CT, just holding for any window pushes. Shadow was thinking of mollying under. He hasn't done that yet, and that could be a bit of a downfall because... No! No, it gets turned on! And it falls all onto Sage. Bronx is here in support. The remaining two players all in one bullet headshot range. You see that Dejan playing passive in CT prevents that flank from coming in. MSKR is going to get the kill instead, and Sage cleans it up with 3 nice headshots in the round. They're looking fairly comfortable now. This time, the T side weren't able to get a plant, which has been something they've consistently been able to do throughout so far. So stopping the plant this time is good work from the CT side, and Bronx presented with a firing range in mid, and he gets 3 of the kills on the spray, sticking around with the USP to get another. And no, quickly finishes off Lamoya as well. And, well, it was an eco, but you've just got to wonder if the T side could have done a little bit more there. Choosing to just run out mid and immediately present Bronx with a firing range. It's something we've seen before from Specialist or a Bloc. Sending over 4 players in one direction and 1 player just out by himself. But he's gonna come from under. Dejan's actually gonna check that. Doesn't win out the duel, but now they know he's here. That gives away one angle of attack, and it's gonna be cleaned up by Bronx, who wasn't quite prepared for someone to be sneaking around that smoke. The flash doesn't dissipate in time for the plant to be stopped. But it's a 2v4. Make that 2v3. Lamoya has done really well at getting these kills on the guy. Ticket booth, and Shadow comes with 2 of his own as well. Fox trying to do this alone and he can't. Lamoya shuts him down. So another round win coming out from Specialist de la Bloc. And they can keep themselves in this one. It's not going to spiral out of control. As it's Zage's turn to have the FAMAS. Once dropping that over for him. There comes the late smoke once again from Bolus for window. There's no one there. Dejan looks like he wants to really fight for this short position. The T side, they've backed out of mid. If Note keeps pushing forward, he's going to get all this info that there's no one there. He's going to focus his angle of attack on Palace this time around. And in comes the charge. Sage taking a little bit of a risk. He's got Dejan in support from short to help him out, who gets 2 kills. MSKR Note coming in as well. MSKR caught out just coming out on sight. Bit of an ego peek, and oh, Zage didn't quite spot him in time to get the kill whilst he was reloading. Does successfully do it when he was challenged anyway. So, as soon as Specialist de la Bloc win 1, Poe can come back in and shut it down. Don't let them win any more in a row. And the AWP back out on Bronx once more. More focused on A this time around from the T side. Again, we see Bolus heading off by himself over to underpass. Attempting to get that connector flank in as they start to come out. Bronx sitting on the top of Firebox. Finding one over the smoke, looks away from the flash and the quick scope onto Maimu as he comes out, and Bolus once more, his flank is going to get shut down. And Note hopping atop of the ticket booth to clean up the round. Bronx just looks away from the flash, turns back around and quick scopes the man coming out of Palace. And that's a big part of Token Gaming securing an 8th round on the board. So they've won the half at least, and MSKR, it's his turn to be presented with a firing range in mid. And he quickly mops up 4 headshots. There's the 5th. Nice, crisp, clean headshots with the A1S for the Eco Ace. Or the anti-Eco Ace, rather. Oh, that was clean. Barely firing any bullets, just tapping away. And now Dejan, a little bit by himself with just the 6 frags in comparison to the rest of the team. But it is the stand-in, so he can be forgiven a little bit for that one. SKR. Timings almost didn't favour him. Does turn back around in time. Get that frag. I think he threw that smoke a little too deep. Moya holding the balcony position with the AWP. As a Note aggressing on ramp has found himself a kill. That's gonna lock in the T side into committing to this B play. Dejan needs to be careful. By MSKR on short. He's taken out MSKR. He can't really do much more. He's had to back off the chair. And Lamoya, the one tasked with finding this entry over on B. They hear Dejan running around, and that's going to bait them into Zage. Maimu's going to find Note eventually. So he does get something from that catwalk position. But he's kind of just locked in at this point. The crossfire, not amazing, but it's still, that AWP is going to be a difficult one to deal with. Actually, Bronx is just going to back off away from it because time. And then Zage swings out, knowing that it's done anyway. He gets the frag. So 10th round on the board for the CT side. Specialists still are blocked. They've started off with a bit of a struggle in this game. Not just in this game, actually. In this league season, they're down 0-2 compared to Tokud, who lost their first one, won their second one yesterday. Most of the players group mid from the T side. You tell a little bit early from Dejan, not really going to net anything yet. Look at all the M4s in spawn. Take your pick of M4. Dejan, Molotov. Better time this time around, and he's going to get two players running through it. Swings behind it and does get taken out. A little bit of an overextension. But now Sage having to take Jules. Note is the one that takes it now for the second player on short. And Lamoya is able to get Zage, but that's all he can do. And so Token Gaming, 11-4 for the first half, theoretically, is the easiest side for Token Gaming since they have a stand-in, they don't have an AWP. So, it should aid them being on the T side compared to CT now. This time, Specialists still are Bloc. They have a sole man here in B. This looks like he's at least wanting to take some fights. Zage obliterates him immediately. And Tokens swarm onto the site. Look at this crossfire as they try to come out of market. Immediately cleaned up. I can't speak. But the crossfire all positioned on that market door, and as soon as they all try and just come marching out, get obliterated by the Token post-plant defense. Specialist still a Bloc. Down 12-4, stuck on an eco for the second round of the second half. No, looks like he wants to go exploring on A. He's found the player hiding Ninja. He knows there's one towards CT. He knows there's one on the stairs as well who's going to get taken out by MSKR, who then doubles up down on the jungle player. And Lamoya, he's found himself a couple of headshots. He's found himself an AK. But he's found himself as well on 8 HP. And that, that Molotov, if it had gone into deep, could have got him the kill. Instead, just comes charging through with the MAC-10. And Lamoya can't really do much about that with the low HP. It's the 13th round, as you'd expect from that one, really. We have an A4 user, Churu, bringing out the M4A4. And remember before Valve buffed the body damage of the A1S, and the A4 was the only option. That was so long ago, yet it was quite recently actually. Bronx somehow opens up with the MAC-10. Lamoya getting tagged by teammates, which could have got him killed. Instead, he just have that 1-for-1 trade. Sage out towards chair. Miss Kiara is locking himself in ramp as well. The bomb. It looked like it was going to start coming out B. It's backed off now. Sage throwing that smoke out the window and getting a kill connector should drag one of the players away from B into mid. And Dejan, that is a great entry onto the sole player. The bowler's having to come back in now from short, and he's gotten the man that was out, Dejan. And Miskar gonna start looking out now. He takes out Shadow. Zage getting the kill on the short player Bolus. Token Gaming move themselves to a 14th round. All FAMASs coming out from the CT side. Lamoya has played exceptionally well. He has consistently been able to get kills. Unfortunately, he's been let down by his teammates so far this game. Token quickly make their way out mid. Shadow. Even though it's right side, doesn't open off with the frag, and Lamoya isn't going to get that kill. Actually, it's going to be Maimu. Maybe MSKR should have found himself at least one of the frags there. Instead, we're here at 3-3. Lamoya, very low HP. Now, Token just going to start pouring out onto the B site. There is only one here. Tucked in, back site, and he goes down. Peeking out, trying to just stop the forward momentum. It's not worked. Dejan gonna push forward, and it takes the head off of Lamoya as well. And Maimu is all that stands between Token and Map Point. Spots the head, surely? Yeah. He did spot that head. Took him a little bit to realise. Instead, he's gonna get double peeked. Bronx and Dejan double peeking from Van and from bench. And Maimu couldn't get a single frag. So Map Point and Specialist Bloc, if they want to way into this, they cannot make a single mistake from this point on. And they've already done that with Chioru having no armor with his A4. Token, not doing anything fancy here, just coming out of A on a perfect timing. Shadow's been able to get one with a trade. He's still alive somehow. He's going to get taken out now. This camera refuses to change. That flash, perfectly timed for the player coming in from CT. Dejan is going to get him. Low HP Lamoya. Jiroru up at the top of the stairs as well. Lamoya didn't peek out at a great time. Lamoya's already left. I think he's a little bit ticked off. And there we go. Jiroru gets taken out.